The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello everybody, this is Jack and let me know if you see me well. We are getting a special training, probably a training you never have received, and I want to make sure you see my screen and hear me well because it's important to 1 hour training. It's not too much in a week, correct? Hi Arlene, John, Joseph, Willie, Douglas, David, John, all good? Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, are you guys ready? Because I have one question before we really start with it, and that is, which service are you providing at the moment? Okay, sorry, I typed in the wrong window. Which service, which local marketing, marketing service are you providing at the moment? Okay, so let's collect. I don't see the typing. Okay, one second. Not me. Thanks for letting me know. Hey, John, Legion, Legion, Legion. Okay, none. No, that is not good. Legion. Oh, 1 second. Let me do 2 times. 3 times. Will Lee 3 times. Wow, I didn't know that. Website. Okay. Mobile websites. Mobile website or responsive, huh? Responsive. I think there's a huge market for it. Reputation. Okay. I Google my business. No, no audio here. Do you hear me, guys? You guys hear me? So, who of you guys do pay per lead? Who of you guys or have done that or willing to do it or wants to learn about it? Or is that Gabriel? Good. Joseph, good. So, okay. So, but who like to learn about, or we have a rank and rent, in combination with paper lead. That's new, correct? We haven't covered that much. Rank and rent and paper lead, we can do a couple of ways, but would it not be interesting to learn something about pay per lead? Okay, plus, okay, I can do the plus sign. Plus sign is and rank and rent, which let's call this hybrid lead generation. I know is a new name, but I love it. So who likes to learn? Brian, hey, you're gold, man. Paper lead with rank and rent is hybrid lead generation. Who likes to learn more about it? And it is kind of new. We haven't covered this as much, correct? So we I met Mike Martin. Okay, Mike Martin. I met him in February. How long is that ago? So it's about 4 months ago. Okay, so he helped me with a promotion. It was Rapify, and I said, Mike, and I said to the lounge, whoever wins, who sells the most Rapify, you are allowed to come on my training, correct? Because as you know, I rarely invite somebody to do a training. And Mike pinged me 10 days ago or so to say, hey, Jack, you know, I was very busy, but now I have time to give the training. I said, yeah, you're more than welcome. So Mike is also between us and willing to give a training. So let me unmute him. Let's see if I can do that. Mike, do you hear me?
Hi, Jack. I do, mate. Yeah.
So welcome in our local marketing group that we do every Tuesday night, and welcome to my members. And maybe you can take the screen and kick it off with your training.
Certainly can. Yes. Do you want to give me control of the show screen?
Yeah, I can. You make presenter if you want.
That'll do. Yep. And I'll take that, and then I'll speak to everybody. 1 second. Let me. Okay, guys. Mike Martin here. Really excited to be on here today. If you, I'm all the way over from England, so it's pretty late for us at the minute, but really nice to be here. Can everybody hear me okay, first of all? Thank you, Gabrielle. Just give me a big welcome straight away. Just pop some yeses or ones. I've got yes, Mike, yes. Hey, great. Oh, awesome. Cool. Absolutely brilliant. Okay, can everybody see my screen? Can you just let me know what it is you actually see on the screen at the minute? Screen, yes. What does it say, guys? Can you just read it? Title slide, okay. Hybrid, yep, that's the one, hybrid lead generation. Okay, guys, so what I'm going to go through with you tonight is something that we've been working on for the last 18 months, and we've been testing it and trying to get it perfect. And what it's called is the hybrid lead generation business model. And it's where pay-per-lead joins rank and rent to become one, okay? So this is something that very few people have already seen, and it's probably one of the newest industries out, okay? And what it does is it enables you to benefit from the stability of rank and rent. Now, have we got anybody on here that does rank and rent? That's ever done rank and rent? Because most people, when they're first starting out in lead generation, yep, Gabrielle's done it. We'll start out, no, not me. Right, well, rank and rent business model is very easy to get started in, okay? And it's a very stable business model. The only problem with it, it's very difficult to scale to very big numbers, okay? And I'll explain a little bit more as we go. But pay-per-lead is huge numbers, but it's very unstable. So people tend to struggle to stay afloat in that because they get a lot of money in 1 week and then a very little bit the following weeks. So we've created a business model called the hybrid lead generation business model that enables you to benefit from both the stability of the rank and rent, but the income of the pay-per-lead. And that's what it is I'm going to go through and teach you all about tonight. Oh, you know what? I can't even see my own presentation. Let me just change that screen. That helps there. Okay, guys. So first of all, I've seen a few people saying earlier, you do lead generation. What do you consider lead generation to be? Just let me know what you actually think lead generation is. Yep, he certainly does. The Canadian guy, Magnus, is that Herc? Gabrielle? What about Google changing algorithm? Where is the stability here? Okie dokie. Well, when I go through this with you tonight, guys, you'll completely understand. Getting prospects, yep. Finding the prospects for clients. Home Advisor. Glad you mentioned Home Advisor because I'll touch on what they do tonight a little bit with you guys. What I believe lead generation is, okay, it's the ability for us, the business owner, okay, with very little starting capital to run a business very profitably with no products, no service, no fulfillment, no stock or storage, no premises, unlimited sales, 100% profit, and almost no risks to us as the business. Okay, it's an amazing business model. It generates a huge amount of money, and it's the reason that people like Google, Home Advisor, as you've just mentioned, Facebook, they all make their money from this. Now, the training tonight, like I said, it's only an hour long, so I'm not going to be on here, and I'm not going to be able to go into everything in complete depth. So what I'm going to do for everybody who's on live tonight, I'm going to give you a free gift. And I have a training course which is sold on my website, rankin.rent, and I sell it for $297. And what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to give every single one of you free access to this training course, completely free. And what tonight's going to be about is going to teach you the fundamentals. So from start to finish of exactly how to get from starting out in rank and rent to becoming very, very profitable business, and even selling the business and walking away from it in the paper lead industry. Okay, so the training course that what I'm going to give you is going to cover, it's going to go right back to the basics. So it's going to start off with choosing your niche and choosing your location. So how to choose the right niche that's going to make money, that's sellable, that you can actually generate an income in, choosing your location. Then we're going to go through site framework. Now, somebody mentioned Google's algorithm change recently. Now, the problem with a lot of sites is, if you imagine you built a house on quicksand, it would eventually sink, okay? And what a lot of people do is they build websites on quicksand, all right? And they eventually sink. But if you build a site correctly, if you build it the right way and you get the right site framework in place at the beginning, you're in a situation where your site won't sink. It'll actually continue to rank year after year after year, even without a lot of backlinks and things like that. Then we're going to go through building your site and structure and things like that. And then the training course will go through on-page and off-page SEO. So if you're in a much more difficult industry, it's going to teach you how to rank that site using good on-page SEO and some off-page SEO, including things like single niche PBNs and things like that, which not a lot of people know that much about. Now, this is not a comprehensive SEO training course, but it's going to teach you exactly what you need to know to succeed in 90% of the industries out there, even the more difficult industries. Then we're going to go through GMB tricks, how to get GMBs for free, and how to also go off and claim GMBs when businesses have gone out of business. So you can claim an aged GMB, which are very, very easy to rank. So all these tricks are inside this course for you. Why Lead Simplify? Now, Lead Simplify is a tool that we use that enables it's kind of the glue that sticks it all together and enables the business model to be run that way. Start renting out websites. So I'm going to go through with you tonight a little bit of training on how to convert people to rank and rent customers very, very easily, and make sure you're getting the best type of customers all the time. But the training will go into even more of that for you in a lot more depth. Spreading like a wave. So if you imagine a wave hits the shore, the way it spreads across the land, if you choose your niche, set up your framework correctly, and then you spread your business that way, it's going to spread for stability and for growth of your business. Then outsourcing you. So this is where people should be the most interested, because the model that we're going to teach you teaches you then to start setting up your business so that you can outsource yourself, so you're no longer needed, which then enables you to be in a position where you can either sell the business and you can get 3 to 5 times annual income pretty easy for a business, or retire, which means sit back and let the business just continually earn you an income. And then what a lot of people do once you understand this model is you'll rinse and repeat. So you'll generate a lot of money. Does that sound good? Does that sound like a training course that everybody's interested in? Yep. Okie dokie then. Awesome, thanks. Cheers, Joseph. Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Okay, getting loads of yeses now, guys. Brilliant. Right, I'm gonna ask you all to do something for me, because I'm gonna need your attention for about 30 minutes. So if you're on Facebook, Twitter, phones or email, just knock them all off for me for the next 30 minutes or so, whilst I go through, because the training tonight is going to give you the fundamentals. It's going to help you understand the bigger picture from bird's eye view, looking down. It's going to give you the roadmap, and then the training course I'm going to give you at the end is going to fill in all the gaps for you and help you push on forward with that. Also, guys, I would like to make you an offer tonight, and the reason I'm telling you this up front is because whenever I go onto a presentation and somebody's coming on and they show me something that I really like, I tend to sit there for halfway through and I think, oh, I actually want this, I like it, and then I start panicking, thinking they're going to try and charge me $997, or they're going to try and charge me $697 for this, and I kind of miss the second half of the presentation. So what I wanted to do is get this out of the way early, so that you know I am going to make you an offer. There's no pressure sales. You don't need to buy it. If you don't want it, you're still going to get the training course completely free in the training today. But I just wanted to let you know it's not going to cost you $997. It won't cost anywhere near $497. Okay, it's not going to cost you $297, and it's not going to cost you $97. Okay, so you can all sit back and breathe and relax and think to yourself, okay, you know it's not going to cost you a lot if you do decide to jump on board. In fact, what it will cost you is $19.99. Okay, and the reason it's going to cost you that is the only way I would ever make any more money than $19.99 from you is if what I teach you today and the processes and the setup and everything is completely successful. Okay, so, and a lot of people are probably sat there thinking to themselves, this is too good to be true. Why would you bother coming on a presentation for $19.99? Well, to be totally honest with you guys, this, like I said, is something that we've been working on and we've been putting together for the last 18 months. Now, the price for this is going to rocket massively over time, but we're in a situation at the minute where we're getting an army of new people in doing this, okay? It's very, very new, and the people that are getting in earlier are doing very, very well with it. And all I'm going to ask you for, in fact, I'll ask you to just write in the box that you promise, okay, that once you get involved in this and it does make you a lot of money and you are becoming successful, that you promise you'll give me a testimonial. That's it. I'm looking for an army of raving things. So just pop in the box, guys, that if you decide to go ahead with this tonight, the okay deal we've got from Eduardo straight away. Come on, let's get a few promises out of some of you guys. Will do. Nice one, Willie. Promise a testimonial. Awesome. Because this is not something I'm offering everywhere, and this is something that won't be offered again after this presentation. Okay, no probs, you bet. Yep, promise. Okay, I'll do it. Okay, guys, that's absolutely brilliant. Awesome. Over the moon. Right, so we've got that out of the way. You can sit back now, relax, and enjoy the presentation, because now you know I'm not going to be hitting you for a big chunk of money at the end of the night, and also I want you to be able to relax and just understand the training and the process. So first thing I want you to do is to imagine that you could buy an asset for $10. Okay, if you purchase an asset for $10 and you then give it a little bit of TLC. Okay, so you give it a little bit of love, take it out for dinner, whatever it is you do, and then you're in a situation within a few short months that you can sell it for 100 times its original cost, or you can rent it out for its 100 times its original cost every single month. Does anyone get any experience of doing this? There we go, I'm just getting a swig of my coffee. It's pretty late here, I've been up 22 hours, so I'm on the black coffee. Nope. Right, well, once you've done this and you've purchased it for $10 and you've given it some love, and then you can rent it out for 100 times its value, you're then in a situation where you can 10x your income again by losing your customers. Okay, so what I want to show you tonight is how losing a customer can become the most profitable part of your business. Now, just tell me, can you do this? Can anybody do this consistently with property, gold, crypto, stocks and shares, or land? Can you do this consistently? If you look at a property, if you go and buy a property, okay, for 100 grand, it's going to take it 10 years to double in value, okay? And you go and buy something for $10 and you can 100 times its value in 3 months, okay? Which is the smarter investment? You spend 100 grand on the $10 investments, okay? So no is the answer. A big fat no. We can't do this consistently with any of the above, all right? And if you do decide to go down that route, you also need an absolute big chunk of money to get started. So you probably need 100,000 to lay into a property, and then that'll double in value over the next 10 years. So you've made 100 grand, but it's like 10 grand a year. It's not even enough to live on. So you're in a situation where it's it becomes very, very difficult. Has anybody read this book? Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Poor people work for money. Rich people make money work for them. Yep, Gabrielle straight in there, he's read it. Anybody else read it? Yep. Wow. Love the book. Okay. Perception and mindset. Exactly. Right. So, does anybody understand in one sentence, right, exactly what the message from this book is? In one simple sentence. Now, I know he talks about stocks and shares. I know he talks about investment. I know he talks about businesses. I know he talks about making your money work for you and things like that. But in one simple sentence, passive income. John B, that's probably the best answer I've had ever to that question. Passive income. That's probably better than the one I'm going to put on the next slide. Escaping in belief, yeah, residential income. Well, basically what it is the only thing we have in this world that can make us rich are assets that increase in value. Okay, so there's one of you, there's one of me. Okay, there's only one of each of us. So we're in a situation where you need to be able to invest your money in small chunks in places where it's going to accumulate in value. So if you can invest in an asset that costs you maybe $10 or $20 and it'll accumulate 5 times it's in the next 3 months or 2 months, or 10 times or 20 times, if you can do that 50 times, you've got wealth growing in all different areas, and that's how you become wealthy. That's basically what the book is about. It's about generating assets that grow in wealth and it increase your income. Okay, so part 1 of the training is how to build an appreciating asset for about $20. Like I said, guys, I'm going to go through the framework tonight with you so you understand this completely, and then the training is going to put everything together in a better light for you. when you get the training course at the end. So what are appreciating assets? Can anyone tell me? I'll get a drink of water while you guys answer that one. Real estate, yes. Real estate. 2 people put real estate. Gold, yes. Okay, that all the answers we're getting, guys. No more appreciating assets. I've got a list of them here anyway. So we've got businesses. Business is an amazing appreciating asset. Workforce, that's probably your best. You get the right type of stat. Oh, there we go. Go up in value, digital assets, precious metals, increasing in value over time. There we go, guys. Okay, real estate, land, savings, precious metals, gemstones, collectibles, government-sponsored accounts, and personal assets. So these are all your main assets that people are involved in, but all of these assets have got one thing in common. Okay, one thing in common. Small gains equals slow wealth. So unless you've got a big chunk of money to throw at this, right from the outset, you're going to make small gains. So it's going to take you a long time to get to where you want to go. Okay, so nobody wants to start investing, because none of us really think about it until we reach 40. And then once you reach 40, you start thinking, oh my God, I need a retirement fund. Small gains equals slow wealth. So you want a lot, but digital assets are different. Digital assets are completely different. So I'm going to ask you just step 1. What are the 3 steps of the rank and rent business model? Can anybody tell me? Digital real estate. There we go. Yes, it's like a digital apartment, if you imagine it like that. But rather than investing 100 grand and then only getting $500 a month profit, you invest $10 or $20 and still make $500 a month profit. It's just a better investment all around. Come on, guys. Can anyone tell me what the 3 steps of rank and rent business model are? Give us a guess. Super, super simple. Okay, well, it's build. Step number 1. You build a website. You rank a website, and then you rent a website out. It really is that simple, okay? Now, the training course is going to go through building a website for you in great detail, so I don't need to touch on that as much tonight. So you build a website, and it's also going to teach you to rank a website. Now, a lot of areas where I find people struggle, and I'm going to go through that now, is renting a website out. They struggle to rent a website out, and people end up getting chipped on price from these business guys because they don't know how to approach it properly. So what I want to show you in part 2 is how to track everything so it's easy to sell or rent out the assets for 100 times their initial costs. Okay, so the first thing that we need to understand when we're going down and we're going after the hybrid lead generation business model is that once you have a website that ranks, you have an asset, you own an asset. Once you create a website and you get it to the point where it's ranking, you own the asset. Okay, now, like I said, I've reiterated it there. Poor people work for money, but rich people make money work for them. Okay, now this type of asset is something that will work for you, and it'll keep working for you. And if you build it out right, it will work for you long term, and it will generate you an income long term. And if you approach it the right way, then it's always going to make you really, really good money. All right, so one of the problems we've got in business is we only want to work with decent companies. Okay, does everyone agree with that? You don't want to work with crap companies. You don't want to work with people that are going to rip you off. You don't want to work with people that are not going to pay the bills on time. Okay, yeah, cheers, Gabrielle, your first one in there. Everybody heard of the 80-20 principle? Can anyone tell me what it means? Yeah. I'm getting yeses. Pareto, there we go. Okay, so everybody's heard of the 80-20 principle. Basically, I'm just going to reiterate it so that you understand it. So the 80-20 principle basically stipulates that 20% of your actions in business generate 80% of your wealth. Therefore, the other 80% of your actions only generate 20% of your wealth. Okay, so 20% of your income. So if you could get rid of the 80% of the actions that you do, then you're in a situation where you can do more of the 20% and grow your business bigger. Now, the problem we've got is when we're looking for people to do business with, we never quite know who that person is or where they come from or how well they're going to work with our business, whether they're actually going to make us a profit or whether they're going to be what we'd like to call a pain in the backside. Okay, so the situation is with the rank and rent business model, there are a couple of very, very simple, easy questions that you can ask a customer, right, and convert them so that you know that you're going after the 80-20 guys, you're going after the 20% guys, you're going after the ones that are going to generate the money for you and are not going to be the problems. Okay, so the first question is, what is your conversion percentage? So let me give you a little example. Let me just see if my pen's working. 1 second, guys, because I'll draw some pictures if it is. Yep, there we go. That's working. Cool. Let's just erase that. Okay, so what is your conversion percentage? So let's say we're going after somebody in the solar power industry, okay? And you're speaking to a client, whether you've rang them up, whether you've emailed them and arranged a conversation or however, you turn around and you say, right, I've got a solar power site and it's generating, and we'll use small numbers just so that you just get the idea. It's generating 10 qualified calls every single week, okay? How many customers will that get for your business? So what you're asking them is, what is your conversion percentage? Okay, if he turns around and says, I don't know, that's the customer where you want to walk away and say, okay, we can't do business, no problem. See you later, right? Because you don't want to work with customers that haven't got a conversion strategy. So imagine a market trader doesn't know if 50 people walk past him whether he's going to sell anything. Or if 100 people goes past him, he's going to sell 30 things. He doesn't know. He just goes out and hopes he's going to make money every single day. Okay, they're the businesses we don't want to work with. So now I'll give you a different example. We then go to customer number 2. And we say to customer number 2, we've got a solar power website there. It's bringing in really good leads, generates 10 calls a week. If all of those are good calls, how many will your business, how many new customers will your business pick up? So the second customer says to you, okay, well, about 20% of our calls come from marketing, okay? So we've got 20% marketing calls. All right, cool. And then he turns around and he says, probably another 3 to 6. So another 30 to 60% of the calls are going to come from people looking for quotations, okay? Looking for something for insurance to see if they can actually afford it in the first place, because it's, yeah. So realistically, we're going to get 20% customers. So 10 calls or 10 leads via 4 equal 2 customers, yeah. So now we know that this customer converts at 20%. So the next thing is, right, okay, cool. So we know you convert at 20%. How much is your average job worth? Well, in the solar power industry, he's probably going to then turn around to you and say, between, I would imagine, 6 to 10K a customer. Okay, so you're now in a situation where you can say, okay, well, let's meet in the middle. Let's say it's 8 grand a customer. So now what you've got, what information you've got now is, let's say the guy's called Brian. He works in the solar panel industry. He converts at 20% and his average job is worth 8K. So now you can turn around and say to Brian, okay, Brian, so we now know that you convert at 20% and your average job's worth 8 grand. So if this website does exactly what I tell you it's going to do, you're going to get 10 calls a week, which are going to generate around $16,000 a week for your business. That's going to generate around 64 grand a month for your business. Now, if I was to turn around and say to you, Brian, I'm more than happy to rent you this website at 2 grand a month, okay, that'd be an amazing deal, wouldn't it? Now this is where Brian's going to panic, and this is where most people will lose the customers, because they try and sell him. Okay, you let him worry for a second, because he's thinking to himself, I've never met this guy before. I don't want to give him 2 grand today. But obviously he's given you the figures and he's backed himself into a corner. Then you say, do not worry. Okay, Brian, do not worry. We're not going to ask you to give us 2 grand today. What I am going to ask you to do though, Brian, is I'm going to ask you to take a 7-day free trial. Okay, so how this works is we sign all the paperwork today. We sign all of the paperwork today. And if this website does what I'm telling you it's going to do, it's going to pay for itself for almost a full year before this time next week. Now, if it works, then you're already in profit. And on the 7th day, you let the 2K go out of your bank and I get paid. If it doesn't work, you go and cancel on the 6th day. And no harm, no foul. We'll then go off and continue to try and sell this website to one of your competitors. Now, don't mind saying to a customer this is going to be one of your competitors, but what this does, this enables you to push them back into a corner, but then obviously give them that bit of breathing room because it's a free trial. And we found that around 80% of customers that we use this tactic on will actually go for the free trial. Now, you do get a few that cancel, but around 80%. Some will say no, and they'll still be a little bit panicky, but this strategy really, really works. Now, there's one more tip I want to give you, and it's called Know Your Worth, right? So the information you get from the customer is conversion percentage, okay, and average job value, right? What you're going to get in the rank and rent industry, if we've got anybody that's ever done rank and rent, you'll know, is after a while, great foot in the door, Gabrielle, it certainly is, mate, right? What you're going to know, if you've ever done rank and rent, is after about 2 or 3 months, they're going to try and chip you on price. They all do it. Every single one of them does it, right? And the reason they do it is because the mate might be renting a site off somebody else down the road who doesn't know how to do the business properly, who doesn't know how to work lead generation correctly. So they might be charging him $300 for a site that's actually worth $2,000 a month. So he'll come to you and he say, I can't afford to do this anymore. Your answer to him then is you turn around and you say, okay, Brian, I totally understand. And if this is our fault, I'll go away and sort it out. Let me look into it. And if it is our fault, we'll sort it out for you. Is that okay? And he's like, yes, okay. So then you go away and you look at his website, okay? Or you look inside your system. And then if you build the sites, I'll show you in the training course I'm going to give you for free at the end, the number of calls that he's getting through this website should be going up, okay? So after 2 to 3 months, he'll probably be generating 15 calls. Now we've got the essential information we know, because we know 15 calls or 15 leads, converting at 20%, okay, at 8K each, should be 24 grand a week. So you can then turn around and go back to Brian and say, look, Brian, I've checked out the stats. Actually, the number of calls you're getting now has increased since we last spoke. And you should actually be generating around about 100 grand a month from this website. But don't worry, if this is too expensive for you to take it on, then what we can do, Brian, is we can flip you over to the pay-per lead model. Okay, so we'll go over to the pay-per lead model. And for this industry that we're on, we only charge $200 a lead. Okay, and this type of industry, you would charge that sort of money. So we only charge $200 a lead. So now he's in a situation where he's either going to do the math quickly and think, shit, we had 15 calls this week, and he's going to work out this is going to cost him 3 grand if he wants them all, or 12 grand a month for a site that was previously making you 2 grand. Right, so now you're in a situation where Brian's going to either do the math and think, okay, I tried it on, they're not going to fall for it, and it's going to carry on paying you the 2 grand, okay, every single month for the site that you currently got. Alternatively, you might turn around and say, do you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's go down the pay-per lead route, at which case you're on $200 a lead. And this is where the hybrid lead generation business model really kicks in. I'm going to show you that in stage 3. However, just a quick recap so that you get this, so that it sinks in. So the situation you're in is when you're setting up to rent to these clients. Okay, let's put a spreadsheet here. You want a spreadsheet, okay? You want name, you want industry, right? And if you do what I say in the training, you're going to be spreading like a wave. So if you imagine a wave spreading across the land, and you're going to be choosing a inch wide, mile deep niche. So for example, we wouldn't go after plumbing, we'd go after underfloor heating. We wouldn't go after plumbing in general, we'd go after boiler repairs, okay? And what so what you're going to do is you're going to choose your niche. So in this spreadsheet, you're going to have conversion, average job value, so all the information you need. That's it. You don't need anything else when you're working in this industry. So in here we'll have Brian, we'll have solar, we'll have 20% for Brian, and we'll have 8K. Now your other customers, so you're going to rent out quite a few of these. You could have Tim, who's also in solar, but he only converts at 15%, but his average job value is 10K. Or you might also have somebody else in there who's got 25% and they're average. So it goes on price and conversion, but what you'll find is they'll all level out pretty similar, and it gets you into a position where they can't chip you on price. You're in a situation where if you set it up correctly, you need this information, it's all the information you need. They can't chip you on price, but when they say, okay, I'll go over to pay-per lead, you need to be ready to say, cool, that's perfect, because that's where we want these guys, because that's where the real money is, okay? And the one thing you need to do to make sure that this works is you set up your lead buyers inside of your system called Lead Simplify for the hybrid model, okay? So part number 3 is able to 10 times the income again with the hybrid lead generation business model. Now, this is where losing a customer becomes the most profitable part of your business, okay? I'm gonna grab a drink of water, but I just want you to let that sink in, where losing a customer becomes the most profitable part of your business. And you'll understand why in a minute. Okay. Paradigm shift. Yes, I love that, Gabrielle. I've never heard it called that, but I like it. Right, I'm going to do some drawing now, guys. And this is why I needed to check my pen was working before. Okay, so what I want to do, since you guys are in the States, I will use America as the example. So I want you to imagine that this is the coast of California. Okay, right, and this is the ocean. And when I say spread like a wave, I mean the ocean comes, the big wave comes in, it hits the shore. It's going to hit all of these ones first. Okay, these are all little towns and villages. It's going to hit these ones next, okay? And these are all little towns and villages. Same again like that. So this is how you spread your business, right? You choose your first location and you spread like a wave across the land, okay? And you'll understand why when we get a little bit further in. But I'm just telling you, I just wanted people to understand that you spread like a wave with your business. Choose your niche, set the groundwork of the website, spread like a wave, and you'll be very, very successful with this model. Okay, so now I'm going to draw Coast of California again. Okay, I'm not a very good drawer, as you can tell. Right. So now we're in the coast of California here. Let's say we're going after the plumber industry, okay, or underfloor heating. But I'm going to write plumber because underfloor heating will take me ages to write down. We'll use underfloor heating as the example, right? So we're going to go for population pockets off the coast of California. So we're going to go for population pockets of maybe 100,000. So you're going to be able to choose places that are quite close together. And we all know that plumbers travel, or underfloor heating guys will travel. So let's say you build a website here, one here, another one here, another one here, like this, okay? So we'll use 10 websites as the example, just because it keeps numbers simple for me. Not the best at math. Right, so we've got 10 plumbing websites there. So an average underfloor heating website, you're probably going to get around about $400 a month for it, okay? Which is quite cheap, but you're going to get about $400 a month. So how much are you going to be making renting out all these 10 sites? Can someone tell me? What are you going to be making from renting out the 10 sites? There we go. Eduardo's first one in. 4K. $4,000 a month. Okay. Right. Now what happens if you lose 2 customers? If you lose 2 customers, then what happens to your income? Anybody tell me? $3,200. Okie dokie. We're in there. You lose $800, right? Now, we're looking at that $4,000 there. And what you need to understand is that $4,000 is a wage. Okay, so that might enable you to quit your full-time job, and it might also enable you to pay your healthcare and cover your mortgage. But it's not a turnover. Okay, no company can survive with $4,000 a month. Right. Then as soon as you lose 2 customers, so you've just lost this customer here, and you lost this customer here, right? You're down to 3,200. Then you go into panic mode, and this is the point where people in panic mode then start letting the sites go for cheap as chips. Right, so they're literally like, I just need to make some of that money back. I need to build more sites. They go into panic mode. Yes, exactly. You need to re-rent them. So, and I've just seen someone say sell them for 15K. Right, well, at the minute, you're in a situation here where you've just lost 2 customers and you go into panic mode. Now, inside of your system, inside of this system that we use, Lead Simplify system, what happens is we've got a button that you can flick, right, which changes this site from being a rank and rent website to instantly being a pay-per-lead. So what happens then is it knows where the site's based, it knows where your other rank and rent guys are based, who have also already got a working relationship with you. So what will happen now is, let's say these are rubbish sites, okay? They're really crap, you're not doing much work with them, and they only generate, so this one here generates 50 leads a month each, okay? But what happens with the leads now is the leads, instead of them just going nowhere, they'll go to this guy here, this guy here, this guy here, not this one because he's left us, this one over here. And what will happen is the leads from the site will be distributed out amongst all of your rank and rent guys. And you'd sell them for about $25 a lead, okay? Automatically it does this. So what's 50 times 25? Can anyone tell me? $750. Not quite, Gabrielle, I don't think. 50 to 1,250, that, mate. There we go. 1,250. Right, so what's just happened? You rent out. So one of these sites, you flick it over to pay-per-lead. Now, you've got to realize all of these guys around here, you've already got a working relationship with them. And it's already a transactional relationship. So they understand, they trust you, and they don't pay for that area. They pay for the area they're renting. So they're happy to buy these leads off you at $25 a lead. Now, you get an underfloor heating lead for that's worth $2,500 for $25. You're pretty happy. Right, so each site now is worth $1,250 to you instantly, without you doing anything. Okay, nothing at all. $1,250. You're still making your $3,200 from the other 8 sites you've got. So you're now in a situation where you're earning $5,700 every single month, and the only thing you've done is lost 2 customers. Right now, anyone who's doing lead generation, and you will agree with me by the end of this call today, anyone doing lead generation should be selling leads multiple times. Okay, They should be selling leads multiple times, because if you're not, the actual customer that comes to your website is not always getting a good deal. And I'll show you why shortly. In fact, if you ask me the question at the end, I'll go through the little question. So realistically, if you're selling these 3 times each, this website is now worth $3,750. Okay, so is this one. Plus your 3,200, you've just gone from earning 4K a month up here to now doing $10,700 a month. Now, if you use your system correctly, and all of these guys eventually turn into pay-per-lead customers, you're actually going to be in a situation where them 10 sites that was previously earning you $4,000 a month over here are now generating $37,500 every single month. And a few of you that don't agree with me on the multiple time, which I know because we've got some pay-per-lead guys on, I will go through it with you shortly. Another thing, right, is what you also get in the rank and rent industry is some of these guys here, the one I'm scribbling on now, they stop paying, they pay the bills late. So whenever they pay a bill late, okay, you're in a situation where you can flip the switch inside your system, and what will happen is his leads will start going to these guys, okay, on complete autopilot, and they can purchase his leads for $25. But not only that, what also happens, which is absolutely awesome, is his leads will come out of his site and go straight back in, and he'll receive his own leads on a pay-per-lead basis. So the first thing he's going to do is he's going to jump on the phone and say to you, what's going on? I've just received a lead from my own site, but he wants me to pay for it. And it's like, have you not paid your bill on time? You just act all silly. Have you not paid your bill on time? Our system assumes you don't want to carry on as a rank and rent. It clicks to a pay-per-lead. You need to go and pay your bill, but that won't cover the new one. Unfortunately, you'll have to pay for that one if you want it. He'll never pay his bill late ever again, okay? Ever again. Or if he does want to move over to pay-per-lead, no problem, because you're about to make some more money from him, okay? Right, so what's the full process? Can anybody tell me? What is the full process we've just gone through? I think Gabrielle's put a mind-blowing strategy. Gabrielle, this works. We've been building the hybrid lead generation business model for the last 18 months, and we're doing it on lots and lots and lots of sites, and we're pushing this out. And when you go through the full course, you'll understand it in depth. Okay, and Eduardo's straight in there. So yes, the full process, guys. There's 4-step process to this. Okay, build, rank, rent. Okay, what's the 4th one? We'll just see what Eduardo's put there at the end of this. Sell leads. Yes, guys, build, rank, rent, convert to hybrid. It really is that simple. It's a super simple 4-step process. You build, you rank, you rent, you do what we show you how to do in the course, how to build your websites from scratch, how to grow your websites from there. You rent out your websites the way we you rank your websites using the on-page and off-page SEO strategies that's in there, plus you get your free JMBs. You rent out your websites using the strategy so that you're always in a position where you can charge top dollar for them, and if they do try and chip you on price, you're ready for it, and then you set it up so you're ready to convert to hybrid. Now, let me just go back a couple of slides. Okay, so if you're in this situation here, let me pull that back up to here. So if you're in the situation here where you've got a bunch of sites, I'll just very, very quickly show you. Okay, and what happens is 2 of these sites get lost and they all start getting sent to this guy, this guy, this guy. Not only that, you're then also in a situation where you can start taking on more lead buyers in all these areas. Okay, as many lead buyers as you want. And what happens is the site knows where it's based, and it also knows where the lead buyers are based on their buying criteria. So the leads will also go out to your lead buyers. These guys have never been on a rank and rent basis with you, and what you're doing is you're converting your business, and it sends it out not on a rota basis. All of them, if it's a phone call, will ring simultaneously. Alternatively, it's a form basis. It'll send the form out to every single one of them, and the first 3 people to purchase it will get the contact details, and all the rest will disappear off their system. So it enables you to run a business model identical to what Home Advisor are running, okay, but almost next to nothing in comparison to the cost. Now, like I said, we went through the build, the rank, the rent, and convert to hybrid. I want to make you an offer tonight, and I'm going to go through all your questions at the end. I know there'll be a lot of questions, but what I want to do is just show you exactly what the offer is going to cover for you. So what you would get if you decide to go with this today is we've got Lead Simplify, okay, with a 4-user login, which means you can have up to 3 hybrid website setups all at the same time. We've also got unlimited calls inside your system, so it connects to your Twilio system for you, and you can have unlimited calls. So there's no limits, no thingy on there for you. Inside the system, you've also got a drag and drop form builder, which means you can just drag all your elements in, click a little bit of copy button, and add it to any website anywhere in the world, and it'll automatically bring your leads into your system and distribute to your lead buyers on autopilot. Now, that can be used on HTML and WordPress websites. You can have unlimited leads going through your system, unlimited prospecting. Okay, so this is the bit that gets people. What our system does for you is called auto prospect. Okay, and what happens is, if you build a site in, let's say you build a site in Miami, an underfloor heating site in Miami, and you've not got any lead buyers in the area, and you've not got any rank and rank guys in the area, the phone will ring. The first time the phone rings, our system will go out and ring 20 times underfloor heating guys in Miami. Okay, and then it'll say to them, hi, you've got a lead from XYZ Leads. Please click 1 to accept this as a free lead, and we'll contact you about buying leads in the future. And you can set up your system, so what it does is it pulls in 20 prospects, and whoever presses number 1 first, they become what's called a hot prospect. And if they ring back into the system, it'll explain to them, sorry, you missed this call, but stay on the line and we'll send you more leads in your area. So it auto prospects. Same situation with a form. If a form lead comes in, and I can show you how this works shortly, but if a form comes in, you can press a button and it will auto prospect for you, pull all your leads in on complete autopilot. You've got unlimited emails inside your system, unlimited SMS. You've got an email marketing system included inside of there, which means you can market to anybody that's ever had contact with your system, no matter who they are. An SMS marketing system in there, which means if you want to sell additional credits, sort of Black Friday and things like that, you can send out a message saying half price credits in the system, and then what will happen is they can log into your system and purchase bulk credits. And we use that all the time to generate big chunks of money. When it's like Black Friday and places like that, you can generate 30, 40, 50K from your lead buyers for leads you're not going to sell for another 3 to 6 months, which is absolutely awesome. And you've got full call center capabilities in there. So that's call distribution, call recording, call waiting, call whisper, call scheduling, all the other crazy stuff that you get inside a call center software. Everything's included in there, completely free of charge. Now the total cost, if you decide to go after this tonight, it's just $19.99, and you can get access to that at jackhopman.com/LS. So that's an L and an S, but jackhopman.com/LS. I'll just reiterate what's inside the system for you before we go on to the questions. So you've got Lead Simplify, 4 user logins, unlimited calls. So you connect to your Twilio numbers, so you can have 100,000 Twilio numbers in there if you want. Okay, there's a drag and drop form builder in there, so you can get rid of your form, you can get rid of your call software, you can get rid of your form software, unlimited forms on unlimited websites. So even if you've got 10,000 websites, you can work on all of them. Unlimited leads being pulled inside of your system, and unlimited auto prospecting. Okay, you've got an unlimited emails and SMS, but you do have to connect to your own SMTP for that. And then you've got an email marketing system and an SMS marketing system integrated into your system. So rather than you having to build a list separately and go through Zapier, because we do connect with Zapier, what will happen is you can market to anybody that's ever had contact, and full call center capabilities. So call recording, call waiting, and I can show you all that shortly for just $19.99 a month, plus free of charge for anybody who purchases tonight. Now this is for purchasers. Like I said, I'm going to give you a $297 training course just for being on here. But anybody who purchases tonight, if you're not one of them that likes to ring around and speak to people, we're going to give you a PDF download of the best converting headlines ever written. And the reason we give you that is if you want to start contacting these people via email, you want to make sure the email gets opened. In addition to that, we're going to give you the onboarding email templates we use in our lead generation business. Now, I'm not going to give you a pack of 150 emails here. What I'm going to give you is the 5 or 6 best converting emails that we use in our business that converts people into lead buyers in the system if it's needed. In addition to that, I'm going to give you Facebook Quick Start Ads training. The reason we do this is because once you've built a network of these people who are willing to buy leads off you, so you start with a rank and rent and you move it over to the pay per lead, you can then start firing ads at this and generate tons and tons and tons of cash, and you can kind of switch it on and off as you like. The reason we've done this training is you don't want to just rely on SEO. Obviously, you want to make sure you don't put all your eggs in one basket. You're going to get lead buyer onboarding training not available anywhere else on the planet, worth $297. And in addition to that, I'm going to give you 10 million USA business records with contact details, and I can show you some of that shortly. Now, me and a few guys chipped in and bought this for $5 grand, and I'm going to give it you completely free of charge. Now, if you decide after tonight, this is not for me, don't want it, it's not what I want, all of the free gifts you can keep, including the free training course, and the only thing we'd limit would be your access to the software that enables you to run the hybrid lead generation business model. Okay, so today you're going to get Lead Simplify webinar only deal, PDF download of the best converting headlines, onboarding email templates we use, Facebook quick start ads, lead buyer onboarding training, and 10 million USA business records. And inside your system, there's going to be 4 user logins. That's for your integrated user login. So if a customer needs a login so they can come in and top up and things like that, you're going to get 4 user logins, unlimited calls, unlimited forms, unlimited leads, prospects, emails, SMS, email marketing system, SMS marketing system, and full call center capabilities. And that's over at jackhopman.com/LS. L for lead, S for simplify. jackhopman.com/LS. I'm also going to give you, whether you buy or not, a $297 training course completely free of charge. Now, if you go over to rankin.rent, you'll see this is available for $297. We were going to give you a coupon code for this, but Jack didn't want people to have to give their email addresses up, which I totally understand. So what we've done is we've created a page where I'm going to give you access at the end, where you can just access the full training course and you don't need to log in or do anything. The training course goes through choosing your niche and choosing your location, so how to choose the best, most profitable niches and which locations to go after and how to spread like a wave, site framework, and building your website so that you build your site on solid ground and it's going to rank for a long period of time. On-page and off-page SEO training, so that we can make sure that even if you are in a more difficult niche, you're going to have the ability to rank your sites in that. GMB tricks, Google My Business, and that's also going to enable you, it's going to show you a few tricks on how to get GMBs completely free of charge and get ones that have expired. So when somebody's gone out of business, I'll show you a little trick in there of how I've generated quite a few GMBs myself. By doing this little trick for people that have gone out of business, you can get their old age GMBs very easily. Why Lead Simplify? Obviously, I've gone through a little bit of that tonight, but this will help you understand in a lot more detail what Lead Simplify does and how it enables you to do this business model. Start renting out your websites. So we've gone through some of that tonight, but it's going to go in a little bit more detail on the training and spreading like a wave. Okay, so how to spread across the country to make sure your business grows for stability, so that you're not going to get to the point where all of a sudden somebody decides to leave and you're running around like and you're thinking, I've got no money, I can't afford to do this. Outsourcing you. This is in the training because all of us want to eventually sit back and not work for a living. I run about 10 different businesses, and all I ever really do is come on presentations and do things like this and do talks and things like that, because my businesses all run themselves, and this will teach you exactly how to set up, outsource yourself, and then you're in a position to either sell the business, because what a lot of people don't understand is if you've got a business there and you're the main person that still runs everything and oversees it, it's very, very difficult to sell. So the first step is to outsource you, get you 4 or 5 key things that you do, and then outsource that as cheap as possible, and then you're in a situation where you can sell a business and walk away very, very easily, or go home and let it run itself, and you just keep making a wage every single week. So whichever you prefer. Okay, guys, has anybody got any questions? I've put my Facebook group on there and my support email desk, just in case anybody does purchase tonight and you want to obviously join our Facebook group, and then you obviously can also submit to our support desk for any issues or queries. I'm going to go through and answer your questions, guys. Just hold the line 1 second while I transfer this over. Right, I'm going to pop through semantic weight, right, rank and rank collect, metamorphosis from. How do you get the sites to generate leads that give someone an opportunity to rent the sites? Well, basically that's all inside the training course, Garish, I think that is. That's all in there. It tells you exactly how to start building the sites from scratch, how to build them so that they're going to rank long term. How do you get someone to rent the site if they have a website? Well, basically, if you're generating the leads, the situation you're in is you approach them and you ask them the question that we asked earlier on. Okay, look, basically, if this website's doing this many leads a week, how much is that worth to your business? Anybody who's got a conversion strategy and understands marketing and advertising will straight away understand that 10 or 20 or 30 additional calls every single week is going to generate this much money for the business because they've got a conversion strategy in place. And they're the customers you go after. Don't just sell it to anybody. If you get into a situation where you just sell to the first person that wants it, then you're already setting yourself up for a fall. You need to think about the 80-20 principle, find a business that's got a conversion strategy in place, and then you've also got the data that you need if there's ever a problem where you can turn around and say to the customer when he's trying to chip you on price, well, actually, we can see your stats, we know your conversion, we know how much your average job value is. The problem's not at our end, it's at your end, so maybe you should move over to a pay per lead. Whisper feature, yes. Are each of the leads we market to contractors unique leads? No, let me go through that very, very quickly there. Okay, so Luke, because what we usually get asked, or what I'll normally get asked is, do the lead buyers get peed off? Yeah, if you sell leads multiple times. And I'm just going to show you very, very quickly why, so that you all understand. I'll just draw on the questions page, nobody minds. Right, so let's say we've got a website, okay, and, oh, what's just happened there? 1 second. Right, should be able to draw now. Yeah, there we go. Right, so imagine this little customer here, okay, happy lady comes up. Oh, she's have longer hair if she's a lady. Right, she comes up to your website and she's got a roof leak, okay, she's got a leaky roof. So she comes onto your site, she gets one quote. She gets a quotation, quotes 5k. She thinks it sounds a little bit expensive, but she's like, well, I've got a leaking roof, it's going to wreck everything in my house, I'm just going to go for it. So she takes the guy on, he does the roof, charges her 5k, and then a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, a son comes round, or somebody who knows the building industry, and it's like, they charge you £5 to fix a leak. They could have fixed half of the tiles on your roof for £5. That sounds overpriced, okay? So then you're in a situation where she's going to tell her friends, okay, don't go to Mike Martin's website because I got ripped off. They charged me £5 and all they did was fix a leak. Not only that, they're going to give you bad reviews, okay? They're going to give you bad reviews, and they're going to tell anyone, because anyone that will listen, that not to go to your website and not to not to use your website because you're a rip-off merchant. Because as you probably all know, people talk more when they get a bad experience than when they get a good experience, right? And there's a reason why every single big lead generation company on the planet sell leads multiple times. So let's get the same lady. Same lady comes to your website. Okay, she's got a bit nicer hair this time, right? And she gets 3 quotations, right? So first quote, second quote, third quote, yeah? So she gets the first guy that pops up, 5k again, he quotes her £5, okay? Second guy comes along and quotes her $300 to fix the same leak. So she's looking at it and she's thinking, one of these is not legit, one of these is really, really bad. Then the third quote comes in, it's $325, okay? So she knows that Mr. Scumbag over here that would have otherwise ripped her off isn't going to get to rip her off now for £5 because she knows it's an overinflated quote, right? And the other thing you need to realize in pay per lead is that the first guys that come to you to start buying leads off you are going to be the people that don't get any repeat business because they run around ripping people off. So if you sell leads multiple times, she's going to choose one of these 2, okay? And then she's going to choose one of these 2, and what's going to happen is she's going to get the job done and she's going to be happy, and she's going to tell her friends, go over there, I got my roof fixed, it only cost me $300. She's going to leave you positive reviews, right? And when they start leaving you positive reviews and they start telling people about you, then they'll be in the situation where people won't be typing in roofer in Miami. They'll be typing Mike Martin, roofer Miami, okay? So what this does for your business is this starts getting you direct search. And when you start getting direct search to your business, you then become a brand. And if anybody knows anything about SEO, you know what an entity is. So it starts building your business and actually has a positive effect on your website's SEO because you're getting direct search. So Google then knows it's never going to de-index you. It knows you're a brand, you're a real business, okay? So then you're in a situation where you start generating even more leads. Now, somebody mentioned Home Advisor earlier. Now, all of the lead buyers in the country hate Home Advisor, okay? Because they say they're a rip-off and they take the piss and they charge them too much for the leads and they sell them multiple times. But your Home Advisor still get hundreds or thousands of leads every single day, and every single person buys off them. And the reason they buy off them is because the customer goes to Home Advisor. And the reason the customer goes to Home Advisor is because they know they're going to get looked after and they're going to get a decent
I think we lost Mike. So we will have to wait that Mike is back.
Why when we talk about the promotion, I promoted Rapify because it is a HTML website builder and they do load really, really quick. So yes, when you go through the training, it will help you understand how to build sites from the ground up with the right structure, and that's what's one of the most important things. Let me just have a look through some of these questions, guys. I'm going to carry on answering the questions because there's lots and lots of questions on here. Right, okay, somebody said when you first purchase, there is an offer. Right, basically, if you go over to my website, the reason I've done an offer is if you've got more sites and you want to be able to get them in for lifetime, then what we do is we get you a small one-time fee to generate more logins. If you actually go over to my site, you'll see that 30 logins cost you $97 a month. But with the offer that we've done on there, you can pay that and get all 30 logins for life. And we've only done that because we're on Jack's presentation here today. So I've done a very, very special offer for everybody. I told Jack I was going to do it because he knows that obviously this software is going to help his guys to be able to convert and make more money with this strategy. Anyway, I'm just going to run through the questions. Do you have testimonials from already happy customers? That's a good question. 1 second, guys. Let me grab my website because I don't bring. Can everyone still see my screen? Can people still see my screen?
I see the question screen.
Question screen. Okay, that's cool. Perfect. Right, what you'll see now is a like a magic.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that, guys. It's like magic. Right, so when I click on clients, and what you can see there is Trustpilot reviews. So as you can see, we've got Trustpilot reviews, amazing call center software and unlimited web forms, outstanding software for lead gen. I don't use it for leads. I just use it instead of a receptionist. Just a monster product, highly recommended. Lead Simplify is excellent. These are Trustpilot reviews, guys, on our website. We've got videos as well from people who use it or whose clients use it, and Facebook reviews, and they're all 5-star reviews. Let me flick back over to the questions. Can you show us inside a live system? I certainly can show you inside a system. Just 1 second. Let me go over there and I'll just log into a system. This is a demo system. Okay, so when you get inside the system, it looks something like this. Yep, you get your leads here. And somebody's mentioned the form builder, so I'll show you how that works as well. So you can see we've got leads coming into the system here. Let me see if, yeah, you see this locksmith lead. If you click on that, and what the system does automatically is this is a lead buyer inside the system. It's a demo, but what it does is it auto prospects for you. So whenever a lead comes into the system, you click the button down here, auto prospect, and it'll bring in up to 20 prospects for that lead instantly without you doing anything. And then you can click on them like this and send them a text message. Or if they say, yes, I want a lead, you click convert, you put their name, first name, last name, and email address, and it'll set them up as a lead buyer in your system where they automatically receive leads within a 10-mile radius of their location in the industry that the leads come in for. So it makes it super, super easy and super, super quick for you to set that. We've also got a drag and drop form builder inside here. So click add new. And this enables you to create a form very, very quickly. I'm not going to write any specific name. Choose what industry you want, and you add all your industries yourself, so you can have unlimited industries inside of there. Let's do the locksmith one. And then choose your default location if you want one. Set your success message, and then down here is the builder. So this is how simple the builder works. So if you can drag and drop things onto the page, but let's say you want the customer user details, instantly click that and it'll just pull all that information in straight away. I'll get rid of them too. And then you're in a situation where this is your main information, and then what you're going to be wanting using is things like select, so you can drag them in and then click edit, add as many options as you want inside the selects, add your date fields, and all your other stuff. Then you can add page breaks to the form. So you're instantly in a situation where you can build these forms. And let's just click save and preview so I can show you what I mean. So it generates multi-step forms, you see, like this. And then inside of Jack's website builder, as we've shown you before, you copy that paste that into the website, and this form, every time it gets filled in, will automatically, let's just fill one in. Let's say Mike, let's go in and say address. I only know one address, Conway Close, M24, and it works anywhere in the world, guys, not just in the UK. I'm just from the UK, so I use this address. Put your phone number in here, email address, let's put mike@mike.com. Okay, select one of your options. Obviously, you change them to whatever you want. Choose your date, click on the robot, and then click submit. And what that's going to do now is submit that form into our system. So now when you go back over to your leads, you'll see that that form's just been submitted in the locksmith industry. And if we click on it, instantly inside the system, there's your lead buyer that matches that location. But not only that, you've also got a load of prospects underneath that fit that lead. So straight away, if you've not got a lead buyer or a rank and rent person, it pulls them in for you automatically. We've got a call center in here. There's actually a thingy being built as well, an invoicing system, so that you can have pre and post pay on your invoices. So if you click on the call center, you can add new phone numbers in and select them straight from your Twilio account. You can record your calls, reconnect your caller to the last lead buyer, so you're not charging them twice. All calls are leads or jobs, because we've also got a job management system in here that's there, which is for external staff. Pass on the caller ID. You don't want that off. You want to pass caller ID for rank and rent. You don't want to pass the caller ID for when you're selling leads. You can leave a voice message, select your default industry for the call, or you can say ask caller industry. So that will say 1 for Brian Plumbing, press 2 for Brian the dentist, press 3 for car key repairs, and you add your own industries in. So it has that ability for you in there. And in addition to that, down the bottom here, you've got 3 different options. So option number 1, forward calls to single or multiple numbers. So you click on this and you can schedule all your calls so that if you've got multiple clients, you can make them all ring simultaneously, or you can say only send calls to this guy on a Sunday and Saturday at specific times, and so on and so forth. So you've got all your call scheduling and everything. Alternatively, you can choose which lead buyers you want to send them to. As you can see there, we've just been chose a few lead buyers. You just click on it, say, okay, send this to Chris Brown and Brian the plumber at the same time, and it'll automatically send it to them at the same time, and whoever picks it up first will get it. You can text to speech for the call announcement and text to speech for the call whisper. You can also play it from a URL, or you can record a call by putting your phone number in there, click call me, and you record the message that you want to actually send out to these people. Bill after a certain number of seconds. You've got a balance alert, so if they miss a call, it'll send them a message saying you've just missed a call because you've not got enough credit in your system. Require a response means you have to press 1, so that avoids answer machines. And then text to speech down here. There's also one other one that says send to all matching lead buyers. Right, so if we set this to Manchester, UK and locksmith, I can then click on that. If somebody rings in, all of these people will ring simultaneously. So you can have dynamically add new lead buyers into your system, and as they come onto your system, if they match the criteria of the phone number, they will automatically be added. But in the US, you can also ask them to key in the zip code. So you can say, in the US, you can say, please press 1 for plumber, 2 for roofer, 3 for electrician. Then you can say, please key in, say or key in your zip code, followed by hash or pound sign, I think you call it in the States, and it will automatically find where they are. So if they put in 90210 and they select number 1 for locksmith, it'll automatically go out and ring 20 locksmiths in Beverly Hills and start prospecting and convert them for you. So you can use one phone number for the whole of the United States, which can save you an absolute fortune. In addition to that, we've got the auto prospecting down here, which I've shown you before. Sorry, that's ask location, that one. So you switch that on and it'll ask him for the zip code. And then further down here, auto prospect. So when we switch auto prospect on, you can set it to automatically give 3 leads away before it starts charging these people. So you can let them try before they buy, and it's got the same thing. So that's the call center software that's included in there. Sorry guys, I went on a little bit of a rampage there with that. I'll carry on reading through the questions. Can you show us how to build a form? Yep, we just kind of went through the forms. How does auto prospecting work? We've gone through that one. Can we see the call center? I've gone through that one. Can we see some of the data of the free? Okay, let me bring this, let me open this. So the data you get, you see this? Right, this is what the data looks like after you download it. So as you can see, you get, like, I've obviously been using California, so the CSVs are data there, and I've also been using Florida. Right, so any business you're going after anywhere, this is super valuable, this data, and you get this, and even if you decide it's not for you, you can cancel, and you still get to keep this data. But I'm gonna open the smallest one so you can see the sort of records we've got. So let me just open that with Excel. So this is 17 megabyte, and then if you look at California, there's nearly a gig of data here. Oh, it's opened up my other screen. One sec, let me pull this across. So the data that you get completely free of charge inside your system, that's got business name, it's got the SIC category and a few other SIC categories, contact name, state code, city code, zip code, address, phone number. So say I was targeting, I don't know, let's say I was targeting accountants. What I'd do is I'd come in here, click on data, filter, hit the drop down there, unselect, and then I'd click on accountants. Okay, and as you can see, we've now got 396 accountants in there with all the contact details. That was 65,000 or 64,500 records. Okay, now you've got this data for every single area in the United States. So if we look through here, if you're not going after accountants, if you're going after oh, what else is there that's a decent? Let's do locksmiths because I like locksmiths. Let's do plumbers. Plumber. Okay, so as you can see down here, we've got 227 plumbers out of 64,000 records there. This is all inside your account completely free of charge. And then if we was to look at, don't save, that's 17 meg, like I said. If you look inside of Florida, you've got, that one's 110, 130, 130. So there's nearly a gig of data in Florida there. And there's nearly a full gig of data in California. In fact, there's more than a gig of data in California. And then you've got some of the bigger areas like GA. I don't know where that is, 273 megabytes. So you imagine you're going to get tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of locations. Plus there's additional stuff in there as well, but that's basically the data that you're going to receive. How long does it take to rank a website? Basically, it depends on what industry you're going after. And if you, when you're going after an industry, what you should do is you should rank inch wide, mile deep. So you don't want to be going after the full industry like plumbing. Like I said earlier, you should go after boiler repairs. You should go after underfloor heat. You know, you should go after specifics in the niche that have got a lot of search and become a specialist. And if you become a specialist, people will buy leads off you a lot easier because you're then in a situation where they're happy to purchase leads from you because you're a specialist and they know you're not going to come to them with no overflowing blocked toilets and things like that, or lavatories, I think you call them. You're only going to give them boiler repairs, which are good jobs that they like. So they know what's coming. You can actually charge slightly more because they always know they're getting good quality jobs from you. Let me just keep reading down these questions. Takes a rank a site starting from leads. I've just gone through that one. Does lead some supply support Stripe? It doesn't yet. No, it's PayPal and WorldPay at the minute, but it will do very soon after we finish the invoicing system. Is the system only for the US, or I can use it for the UK? You can use it for any country. We've got clients in Canada, Australia, South Africa, Germany, France, England, all over the US, all over the world really. I've not any in China and places like that, but that's about the only places that I know that we haven't. How many websites can I add to the forms and the phone numbers? Unlimited, completely unlimited for you. Why are the upsells after the purchase? There's some upsells if you want to have more logins, okay, but most of the stuff inside the system is completely unlimited. It's only for the people that need a login to your system. So if you need a lead buyer to have a login to top his own account up and stuff like that, then you would need additional logins. And this is a lifetime option, not a monthly option on them. How long will the offer be available? It's probably going to be available for a couple of days, guys. Two-part question. Can you set lead buyers onto auto buy? If yes, then what happens if you have 5 lead buyers in the same area all on auto buy? Tell you what, let's drag that out of the way and let's get my amazing drawing back on, shall we? One sec. Okay, let me just check that this is still my pen. Erase pen. Right, okay, so if you imagine you've got a conveyor belt, yeah? So you've got 5 lead buyers in the same area, and they're all on auto buy. So you can set them to auto buy so that every single lead comes in, the auto purchase it. So if you imagine these are your 5 lead buyers, what happens is they're all on auto buy. As soon as a lead comes in, he gets it, and then he goes all the way back around the conveyor belt and starts at the back again. And when the next lead comes in, it goes to this guy, and he'll go all the way around the conveyor belt and start from the back again. Now, if you've got it set to sell multiple times, what will happen is this guy, and this guy will all receive it, and they'll all go back round. And then after that, this guy, and whoever came up here first will receive the lead. So you can have as many lead buyers in a location as you want, which keeps your business solid as a rock, because if you lose a lead buyer, it doesn't matter because you're not having to sell things to one lead buyer. You've got 10, 20, 30 lead buyers all in the same location, all buying leads dynamically from you, and the same situation with your sites spotted all over the place. You can bring in lead buyers from anywhere, and they will automatically start receiving leads from your system. I hope that makes sense. What is the full process again? Guys, full process, okay? So the whole process, and the training is all there for this, is just build, rank, rent, and then convert to hybrid, which is a couple of clicks inside your system. I do have videos that show you exactly how to set up the system and everything properly, so that it's set up for the rank and rent, so you can flick it over to hybrid. If I build a site before it ranks, won't I have customers before the lead buyers? In that situation, you've got your auto prospecting inside your system, so your system's going to do your prospecting, and once people start converting to hot prospects, that's when you make a phone call and say, look, you've had 2 free leads, I suppose you've got 1 more, and then you need to start topping up your account. So it does most of the work for you. Do you have a webinar that shows details on how to build a... Yeah, this is in the training course I'm going to give you at the end, and the training course, I'm going to give it to you on a link that you're not going to have to log in. So I would appreciate it if people don't share this link out. Jack didn't want me obviously coming on here and collecting everybody's email addresses, and I completely understand that. So what I've done is I've created a link which is going to show up on the last slide, where you can actually go and access the training course. I've built it just for you guys, so you can literally just bookmark that URL, and it will the user will have access to it. Obviously, if I start seeing millions of people visiting the link, I know it's not come off this presentation, and I would have to take it down. So obviously, please don't share it outside of this group, outside of this presentation, because I've created it tonight just for you guys. Normally, this is where they log in at rank.rent and pay $297. This is the same thing they get, but you're getting it for free tonight. Sorry, Joseph's asking, how does the client credits work in billing? Okay, so the credits in the billing, it's like a pay-as-you-go phone, so they can top up their credits, and what you do is you set more credits that they spend, the cheaper it gets for them to buy additional, and that knocks the lead price down. But also, once you've set up with your once the invoicing system goes in, you're going to be able to set them up pre and post pay, which means you can have somebody on people you don't yet trust, you can have on pay as you go, and other guys that you do trust, you can have them on like a contract phone where they pay, I don't know, say $300 a month for X number of leads, and their leads will just keep accumulating, and as every time they pay their invoice, it'll auto top up the system again for them. You mentioned a $97. Sorry, there isn't a $97 lifetime. Somebody asked me earlier, sorry, Willie, that there's an upsell. After you purchase the $19.99, there's an upsell where you can get an additional 10 logins for lifetime for $97, but you still would be paying the $19.99. You just won't be paying the full price for the system like everybody else. I mean, basically, if you get for just $19.99. Is this data time most current? The data was purchased maybe 6 months ago, and I've done this webinar 4 times, so I've given this data away 4 times, so it's not yet been hammered. There's 10 million records there, and there's only between 150 people on a webinar, so and it only goes to the people who could you set up your system with AdWords? Yes, you can, Marcus. And that's why I do the Facebook ads training. You can set it up with AdWords, because like locksmithing, I am actually a locksmith as well. I go out and do locksmithing jobs, not for the money, because the software company is doing really well, but I really enjoy it. I like breaking into houses and stuff like that and not going to prison for it. So I still go out and do 1 or 2 jobs a day. But yes, you can, and I would recommend doing that. But what I would recommend doing is setting up the rank and rent model first and get that stability for the business. Convert them people that you've built a relationship with and are used to buying leads off you, or are used to spending money with you every single month. Convert them into lead buyers, because they end up being lifetime customers. They trust you, and then you start to grow the number of lead buyers across your system. Once people start to hear about you and people start talking about you, lead buyers will start coming to you. Once the lead buyers start coming to you, you're then in a situation where you can fire money at AdWords and at Facebook ads and generate as many leads as you want, and they'll all get sold. But if you do that from the outset, you'll find it very difficult, unless you've already got lead buyers, to get people to buy them off you consistently. So what you'll find is you might get 1 or 2 leads coming in your system, and then you can't sell them, and they might cost you $10 or $20 to get them. So I would recommend following the process that's set out in the training course first, because we found that's the best model to success, which stops you losing money, if you know what I mean. If you just go out and say, I'm just going to spend 100 quid a day on ads, generate loads of leads, then you've got no lead buyers because you've not spent the time to build the relationship. This is not one of them things where it's just a flash in the pan and you can set it up overnight. It does take work, it does take time, but I've come in here and made it cheap enough for everybody, so you can all afford it. To even if it takes you 2 to 3 months before you start generating an income from it, it's not costing you an absolute fortune every month. And this is going to be something that's going to start getting more and more and more expensive as my army of people starts to grow, and I get all my testimonials and things like that. But at the minute, we're doing it this way. This system's like 5 years in the making. If anyone wants to see it, pop a comment in there and I'll show you one of my very first systems and how much money we were doing 5-6 years ago, whenever it was we were doing it. Is there a list of the hottest niches? That's inside my Facebook group. If you look on the thing up there, top left, facebook.com/groups/. If you want to join that group, you can do, and we've got a list of the best industries in there. Will it integrate with Textria, Twilio competition? It doesn't, Eduardo, no. We only integrate with Twilio at the minute. We are looking at some others, but I don't know who that Textria are. But if they've been around a long time, we're reviewing quite a few, because we don't want to, like JB Zeus just had happened to them. They took on Payoneer, and then Payoneer nicked $2 billion or something stupid, and it's causing tons of problems. We're gonna do our research on the company before we agree to thingy them. Oh, it looked like I got kicked out again then. I don't think I did. What hosting and email client? I don't understand that. You set up your own SMTPs. You can do it for your Gmail. You can do it for anything you want, and you can just use the system to send email as many as you want. Why would you want the 10 lifetime logins in addition to the 19? Well, basically, as you start building hybrid users, you know, hybrid lead buyers, then you're going to want them to log into the system, so it's not manual, so that you're in a situation where they can log in, top up, and everything becomes 100% automated. Right. Why is the per lead pricing better than contractors paid by a home advisor? Basically, pay per lead model is you make, as I shown you with the 10 sites at the beginning, you'd be doing maybe $4 a month from those 10 sites. But if you set them up as pay per lead and they're only doing 50 leads a month each, which is a crap site, you should be generating way more than that. But if they're only doing 50 leads a month each, you'd be generating around about $37 a month. And that's the difference. And that's why you should be pushing towards the pay per lead model. But you want to do it so that you're not putting your business at risk. You start jumping in and doing it too fast, it can be very difficult. Whereas if you build the rank and rent model first and then grow into the pay per lead using the hybrid model, you'll have a stable, solid business. Yes, you can set up with AdWords. I missed the first part of the webinar. Can I get a replay? I'm pretty sure Jack will be sending out a replay. Still not sure how you get paid. They just top up inside the system, Linda. So they just add credits inside of your system. They just top up, and then you're selling the leads. Or you can use the invoice system, which is coming very soon. Is there training on how to rank sites? Yes, Gregory, I'm going to give you a training course in a minute that teaches you exactly how to do that. Yes, John, could you talk about conversions? Did you miss, maybe you missed the beginning of the presentation where we go through the conversions. The first thing you should be asking a rank and rent customer before you take them on is their conversion percentage. And if they can give you a good solid answer, they have a conversion strategy in place, then that's the first thing that you need to know. After that, you need to know the average job value, so that then you can equate exactly how much your websites are worth to these users, simply because you know the conversion strategy, their conversion percentage, and you know the average job value, so they can't chip you on price. Can you suggest business, but by the time you get really big, you're going to be generating tens of thousands every single month, and an extra $20 or $30 a month is not going to hurt.
I think we missed the beginning part of your answer. I think were you covering which niches work the best? Was that your answer?
Sorry, no. Which niches work the best? The ones that still work in what during the pandemic. All of the emergency services niches are still up and running. So your plumbers, your emergency roofers, your locksmiths, and things like that. We've not seen. We run a locksmith company in the UK that generates around about 10,000 incoming calls a month, and we've not seen a drop off at all in the amount of calls that's coming through on that locksmith thing. We've got over 800 subcontractors who take jobs off us all over the UK, absolutely everywhere, and we've not seen much of a drop off at all. We did during the first week of the lockdown, but I think what's happened is these guys are skint, and it's like they still need the money, so they started going out working again. So we've not seen much of a drop off in them at all.
And my clients, so I only lost one client during the past 3 months because of the pandemic, and most of my clients, they really appreciate my AdWords because they need more business. So I kind of find the opposite, that they are really rewarding my efforts even more than before with my AdWords. I do the AdWords generation. That is the service I provide. Yep. So I even get more rewarding. That they feel, okay, Jack, you're helping us in this difficult time.
Yeah. So you've not lost any clients at all during the pandemic?
I lost one. Lost one.
Yeah,
he was financially struggling, okay, and just need to go. So he might sign up for after a while, but all other clients, I feel they are even more happy than before with my AdWords service. So I was afraid for that too. I was really afraid. No, afraid, I would say concerned. I'm not afraid, but concerned. Yeah.
We found that our guys, because we've got locksmiths, auto electricians, auto locksmiths, we've got roofers, plumbers, and all that across the UK. And what we found was the first week of the lockdown, because they pay us on a per lead basis, so it's pay per lead. We found the first week of the lockdown, the calls were still coming in, but we were struggling to get the jobs covered. We were struggling to sell the jobs for 1 week. After a week, everything went back to normal for us. And I think most people have found that people are just out working now, especially after a lot of what's been going on recently with riots and things like that everywhere. I think people are just like, you know what, they're just going back to work. It's work as usual, unfortunately. Other than like gyms and cinemas, everyone seems to be going back to normal.
Yeah. I think since we are now 90 minutes on the training, I think we want to come to a conclusion, huh?
Okay, guys. Yes, perfect. Yep, it's 2 o'clock in the morning here. The only thing I've got left to do, guys, obviously, if you've got any questions or anything you need to fire at me, you can join my Facebook group there, or you submit them to my support. Jack's going to send out a replay. The link for this on the page, so I'll give you a second to write that down. Normally you'd go to rank and .rent and then you'd have to purchase for $297, but thousands of people hitting this link, I'll know it's been shared and I'll take it down. But the full training course is on that link for you. The whole training course from start to finish, all 12 videos. You can access that without logging in or without doing anything. Jack, thank you very much, mate, for having me on here with it this week. I really do appreciate it. I know it's took me a while to get the time to get on here, but thank you for having me on. Really do appreciate it. And please reach out to me in the next few weeks when you've got that new product of yours going live, because I'd be very interested.
So I want to thank everybody who took the time to stay on for 90 minutes to training, and I think the product looks really cool. If you want into another way to provide the service, so it's a new angle, a new service, and it comes with good training. So I'm happy to see you on the other side. Thank you so much.
Okay, guys.